And the microphones are high. The intro has ended. We'll turn up the volume and get things where they're supposed to be. Bump, 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 bump. Look at that wonderful adjustment right there, live on the fly. Why? Because I'm a trained broadcast professional. Now, I would like to start by raising a glass. There's many things to be raising a glass for. But I'm not. So watch this. We're going to put the glass down. All right, before we begin, we are the bottom of the glass nation. We are a Legion of X. We are Generation X. We are extras because we are Generation X. We're all just a bunch of jabronis. Some of us are doctors. Some of us are mechanics. Some of us are farmers. Everybody has their place in the world. We're all the same. We're all fighting to get by and move forward. July 4th is a small, once-a-year remembrance of what it's like for all of us, whoever we are, to band together and do something very important and very necessary with a high price and a high cost. We'll get to more of that later. We could just be drinking to all of us. We could be drinking to Generation X. We could be drinking to the 4th of July. No. I'm not quite there yet. I had something to say. I got a little upset earlier, got a little uptight, got a little wound up, but we are the Common Sense channel, Gen X Talks, remember that, and that's why you find yourself here, because we all belong together and we all fit, even differences of opinion, they're all welcome. We figure stuff out together like grown-ups, just like they did back in the day when common sense ruled the planet. All right, so if we backtrack just a little bit on there and we talk about the things from things that are gone before us, and we can get to the 4th of July, very important. Very big day. Everyone can wish everyone. I wish happy 4th of July, or we happy 4th day when we threw off the oppressive government and overreach of government and went our own way. Don't forget that as Americans we do that. So there were some things that just everyone has a 4th of July speech. You know, you're going to watch all the TV shows, and for those of you that are here, because a lot of you are out doing stuff, barbecue, swimming, and doing stuff with fireworks all over the country. I get that. It's all right. We have low numbers today. It's fine. I'm going to have just as big a show if there's 3 of you as if there's 300. All right. So what I want you to remember with the 4th of July, it's a day to remember that we won. Well, common sense won over oppression. We beat government overreach. And make no mistake, there's movements today that are oppressing us, trying to. It's not always a government. Wouldn't you agree? Some of these movements and ideologies today are oppressing us. They're overreaching. They're trying to put themselves to the front of the line. Your movement does oppress others. I just want to remind you, I want to take this day and remind you what happens when Americans have had enough, when the pendulum swings back the other way and we go, all right, we're fucking done with you. We're done with this shit. We've had enough. We overthrew arguably the most powerful government in the world at the time. We kicked their ass. We pushed them to the side. We cast them off. How much effort would it take us to shoo you aside when we're done tolerating your nonsense? Huh? You ever think about that? You're going to think about what happens when Americans come roaring back the other way and they're screaming, we've had enough of this fucking bullshit. We've seen it. You've seen it with me over the last year, the pendulum swinging back the other way. This is just, for me, this is just a day to remind you of what happens when you piss us off to the nth degree. We get fucking done and we're like, okay, just remember what we did to those guys. And they were way tougher than you. And there was more of them. And they had guns, and they were organized. When we've had enough of being treated unfairly, which you are, when we've had enough of being pushed back into a box, which is what you do, when we've had enough of being unfairly, unjustly being controlled and told what we can do and say and where we can go, which you're part of that now in this generation, let July 4th be a gentle reminder of what we're capable of. Please don't forget that, okay? It's a big thing. I know you're taking it all in, but I'm not wrong on that. So I want to raise a glass right now. With all of you brothers and sisters who've shown up today, I don't care what nationality you are, really. I don't care what gender you are, really. I don't care what your political affiliations are, because I'm going to remind you of one thing. And it was true of good people back then, not so much you assholes now. Good people, yes. Bad people, not so much. And you'll know where you stand. When I'm done with this toast, you'll know where you stand. Our forefathers they even wrote it down. They wrote it down in notes and diaries and journals. We are of different political ideas, but we come together for the common good of America and independence. They wrote it down. They felt that, hey, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of, but we all agree on this. You guys don't do that anymore. No, you hate the other side. And you shouldn't. But let's raise a glass to drinking to the common thing that we should all, the American flag, the Statue of Liberty, the republic in which we live. Can we all agree that we don't like being pushed around, that we don't like being forced and told that we've had enough, and America finally stands up and says, I'm fucking done with this shit. We did it before. We're kind of doing it again right now. The pendulum's swinging the other way. I'm raising a glass with you guys right now, because we need to come together for that, to common sense for that. Then we can go back to arguing about differences of opinion. But you're living under the flag of the United States. You're complaining from the shadows of the Statue of Liberty. Stop it. Have a drink right now. Let's agree on one thing. This is the greatest country on the face of the earth. All right. Well, I will tell you we're a little bit short on staff, so I'm trying to read some of the Facebook stuff over here. It's kind of weird to read this. It's mixed in with stuff. Stephen Buzza, good day, sir. Happy 4th. Who else was in? They got some blue notes. They got blue notes over here. Oh, they don't let me go back that far. All right. Daniel Ratner, I'm going to have to get me a glass. Daniel, yeah, you're late, buddy. Daniel Ratner over on Facebook. You should have shown up with a glass, my fine feathered friend. All right, so Gen X Mom is here. My lovely wife is in studio on microphone number 2.
Mama X is here.
Mama X is here. And did you have anything between the sheets you'd like to go over?
Yes, I do. Loudwood has given $5. Like button, motherfuckers, or find a different bus. He is feisty today.
He's driving the Gen X Talks bus. If you guys want to go for this ride, for this podcast, for this live stream, for the next hour, you want on the bus, well, Loud One's the driver. I'm telling you right now, if he tells you can't get on the bus without hitting the like button, you gotta fucking do it. Let's go.
Kaiser Wilhelm the Second.
The third, if you please.
Happy Treason Day to General Briggs and Mama X.
Treason Day. That's what it was. That's true.
Stuart Bailey from the UK has chimed in. Just to let you know, it's a very bad night for the Conservative Party in the UK. Looks like a near record landslide win for the Labour Party.
Yeah. Now, hold on. Before we go, I was trying to... Okay. The Labour Party in the UK confuses me because they've changed their names all the time. That's like common for them. It's not a bad thing, I guess, but they were the opposition party and they were the Labour Party. Then they were the new Labour Party. And I was trying to figure out because is it universally across the world that the left means progressive social, the right means conservative? Is that what it means? Then I understand. If it's just universal and everybody says, well, they're the Labour Party, they're left. All right, I got it. But some of the things that I read about some of the guys who were running the Labour Party from 2010, 12, and 14, a few of the things I read, I was in line with if they followed through. So now I was a little confused. I had to pull back and go, someone who lives across the pond, please explain to me, is who's winning? This is a landslide win for sure. But is it the socialists? Is it the progressives? Is it the open the borders and kumbaya? Let's all have a moment together and everybody gets everything and everybody passes the conch around. Is that where we're at? I didn't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Anybody's got some knowledge on that, let me know.
Bailey jumps in. Loud one, $10. The country got better when I arrived, brother. On a different note, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for all the thoughts and prayers for Shush. She is doing a lot better. Bottom of the glass nation.
Good.
The general and I have spoken to her, texted with her, and she's in really good spirits.
I actually called her on the phone today.
Oh, did you? Good.
I called Shush and had a couple words with her. I wanted to Wanted to let her know a couple things. We were only on the phone for a couple minutes, but yeah, she's one of you guys. And she was in the hospital, very severe, bang, don't know what's going on, real tense, and now coming around, just letting you guys know. Loud one of them can share more later in Discord. I won't take up the whole time right now, but just so you guys know, she is on the mend. That's a big thing.
Graham Gordon up in Canada chimed in and said, Labor is the center left. They are not as left as the Canadian Liberals.
Yeah, but how left are they? Left of center. I read that, but how left are they in England?
Valerie Walker says they are anti-Jewish. I believe Labor will make Britain worse, is what she says. I believe she's in Canada.
If that's true, if they're anti-Jewish, you just fucking lost me. I'm done. Anybody who I'm so sick of this shit against Israel, and I'm not Jewish. But against Israel, against the Jews, I'm telling you right now, if you are pro-Hamas, look at me. Then you have made an enemy for life. I'm sorry, there's no middle ground for me on that. If you chant that river to the sea, Palestine shall be free, that bullshit where you're going to wipe them, you have made an enemy for life, and you better hope I don't run into you on the street. That's how serious I take this. You're telling people openly you want to wipe out and kill and destroy, and then you're upset because I say I threatened you? Because I told you I'm going to meet you in the street? Believe me, what you're saying is far worse. Far worse. I'm not happy about that. Daniel Ratner Salver on Facebook says, I am Jewish and I have family that was in those camps in Germany. Stop the hate, man. Love you, brother. Yeah, that's the thing. Love your brother. I agree. That hate stuff's got to just stop. That's ridiculous.
The Shoeless One gifted 5 memberships just now to Jansen Dennis. Whoa, it just jumped. Kim Campbell, Fee Brawls, Taz, and Ed K. They all got memberships tonight.
Thank you for the memberships to the YouTube community. Those of you on Facebook, there is a special page that is members only with all kinds of 3.5 years of behind the scenes content that we don't show the public. That's called the General's Lunchbox. Any of you got to pay $1. I'm sorry, it's $1, but if you go to the General's Lunchbox on Facebook, you can find that stuff. Patreon, Gen X Talks Patreon, same way. And YouTube, if your membership is good and valid, your name is in green. And that means you get to see that stuff too. It's a big, important thing. Really appreciate you guys. All right. So I'm going to jump around here. I have stuff to say, damn it. Some big stuff to say first. The topic that should be on everybody's mind. My wife brought this to my attention moments before the show started. And I think everybody better sit down because there's some questions that need to be answered here. Did you tell me that there is a hockey coach that's a chick now? There's a woman?
Yes. She's an assistant coach for the Seattle Krakens? Is that what it is?
The Seattle Krakens? Is that like the Seattle Seahawks? There's really no such thing as a Seahawk. So it's a mythical creature in Seattle. Now we're going with Seattle Krakens because there's another mythical creature. You guys didn't know there was no such thing as a Seahawk, did you?
Seahawk.
There's no Seahawk.
You've had way too much to drink already. You're not making sense. Don't slur your words yet. You got to get through an hour. About? I thought you said Seahawk.
No. Seattle Seahawk. You could do the hawk two. Did you just hawk two with that microphone?
That's what you sounded like.
You just hawk two with the microphone.
That's what it
Listen, so I only have the most important question we need to know. It's hockey. If there's a female coach, does she have all of her teeth?
Oh my gosh, that was the first thing you asked me. Hey, they make teeth now,
That is the first question I'm asking you, brand new for the first time because we're live. What is her? Does she? It's hockey. That's a fair question.
She wasn't smiling in her picture.
If she grew up playing hockey, she grew up in a league, and then she graduated from the league. She got done with the league. Now she's it's fair to assume it's hockey. She might be missing a tooth or two.
Wow.
That's all I'm asking.
Would you care?
Well, I kind of want to know. I think that's impressive. If she
Would
smiles
you really care?
And there's one tooth missing, I'm going to go, well done, girl. Well done. That was, that's putting it out there. I know you can get fake teeth. I'm just asking. I think that's a reasonable question for a big fat American white guy like me to ask. If you got a tooth knocked out, because you know what, a little more respect for her as a coach if she's gone toe to toe in the ring, wouldn't you say, or the rink, as they say in hockey.
But I'm ching.
All right, let's see. Where was I? I had stuff, baby. Da-doom. Oh, yeah, real quick, paying the bills to remind you guys, Patreon, it's $1, but that's where you get the one thing you get on Patreon you don't get anywhere else as a member. You get an email. You get an email that lets you know let you know that we're going live. We're doing something. That's the only difference. So pay attention to that. Christopher Chesterfield over on Facebook says the Krakens used to be the Thunderbirds. Those guys are beasts, just saying. All right. He says, yes, the Kraken. So there's some people on Facebook. I'm reading some of those.
Heavy hard drive, $2. Go, go, go. Seahawk.
Seahawk Tua. That's funny. All right. So, yeah. So part of the speech I gave you this morning, Founding Fathers were divided by politics, but united under the core values of a free people. This is the problem with you guys today. Not you guys that are my friends. No. I'm pointing past you guys to the idiots out there, to you guys. See, so these Founding Fathers, the founders of the 4th of July, divided by politics, but united under the core value. You guys aren't united under anything. You have a list of every single thing you believe in, and if anyone disagrees with you, or they're on the other party, or they voted for the wrong guy, you go into hate mode. And you think you're right. You're so stupid, you think you're right. You're so ignorant, you just, well, you're not on the right page, so therefore, you're dumb, you're wrong, you're out. That's how you guys think. You can't solve anything that way. Those guys knew it back then. A lot of us know it now, except for you. You don't know that. All right, what are you flailing with your conniption fit over there about?
No, it's past.
Okay, well, you just can't fuck with me in the middle of my shit right there. There's some lead-in stuff I want to talk about too. But yeah, the podcast, this is the podcast, drops tonight at 12:02 a.m., so tomorrow morning at 12:02 a.m. We tried to make up for the one we missed. We've only missed one in 3 years. We tried to make up for it. And so this one's a little bit longer. I think it was an hour and 45 minutes. Packed full of stuff. Packed full of stuff. A lot of eye-opening stuff in there, but there's a good conversation. You want to check it out. The audio version drops at 12:02 a.m., just in a few hours, 6 hours or so. And the video version comes out Saturday morning at the same time, 12:02. So you can listen once and then watch the next one. There you go. But they're both identical. All right. Now, you guys got to remember, I know you guys are already remembering this. Let's consider this a public service announcement, all right? Take care of your dogs tonight. I'm not sure what you can do, but some of them really freak out over the fireworks. It's very tough on animals, and I've always been sensitive that I've had dogs my whole life, and some of my dogs didn't give a shit, and some of my dogs were freaked out, and I did everything I could to make them better. So
we also had a dog that used to, Roxy, remember, she used to go after him.
Yeah.
That didn't bother her. She was just mad.
She would jump the fence and get out of the yard and go chasing them wherever she thought they were coming from. She was going to go fight the fireworks. Yeah,
yes.
Dumb fucking
But
dog.
also the PTSD members of the military, the loud bangs scared them also.
Yeah,
so
there's some people.
If you're having some problems with that, please don't be alone. It's going to be over. I promise. It's a long night. I know. Same here. We live in a county that has fireworks.
Sort of a rural county, truthfully.
And it sounds like a war zone. Tonight it will.
And men can go put plugs in their ears and headphones on. Dogs can't.
Yeah.
You got to try to help. So I gave my dog whiskey, a full bottle.
My dad used to give him beer.
My dog's passed out. She's fine. She's not going to give a shit.
They're in the house. The TV's on at the moment, so that'll kind of drown it out. But I can't drown out the M80s that are in our cul-de-sac.
No, can't do that.
That can't do anything, but we're hoping that it'll help. But Danny H. gifted 5 memberships tonight. Thank you, Danny H. To Gen X Ben, Sean Bollinger, Christina Roth, Ryan, and Wretched Rabbit Official.
There's a law that came up on my books. I want to show you guys something. I hope this originated in Nevada, and I hope that it started with the casinos, because it's the first thing that comes to mind. But if this is an actual law that goes into effect, I'm in favor of it. Show me where I can vote. I'll vote twice on Sunday. Tripping kids as they run around restaurants to be made legal.
Ooh,
fuck yeah.
That would have happened. That's going to go with the podcast
with your
today.
podcast, right? Today's podcast. That's going to fit right in with the story you told on the podcast today. How many times would it be like they're loud and they're throwing shit, they're running around, and the parents either can't control them or they're not even trying to? How many times would it be nice to stick your foot out when the kid face plants go, quit fucking running in the restaurant. There's a lot of people in here trying to enjoy their evening, asshole. I mean, you look at those kids doing this shit, and all you can think is, Jesus H. tap dancing Christ, what's going on? What is parents thinking? The part 2 to this law should be, if the kid gets tripped 3 times in the restaurants, you have permission to go slap the dad. You got a permission to walk up and just bitch slap him and go, well, you got tripped 3 times. You had your chance to bring your kid back, to bring him in. You didn't do it. We're going to slap you.
Our kids were never, ever allowed to do that in a restaurant. If it did happen, if they were out of sorts that day and did not listen, behave themselves, they weren't allowed to go the next time.
No.
It was a privilege to go to a restaurant.
It was. And if our kids even got a little bit louder than I liked, I'd yard them out of that seat and they'd go sit in the car. I was not going to let our children. Remember, we had 8 kids, 12 and under, 4 boys and 4 girls at big round tables or slab. We had our work cut out for us, and we wouldn't let it ruin other patrons' dinners. Not at all. No. We never did that.
No.
It was really important.
Yeah, and the other thing is that it was so nice. I have to tell you that there were times where the kids were just behaving, and it was so nice that somebody comes over and goes, wow, it's really amazing that all these kids are sitting there and they had...
we did get that compliment quite often, where people on their way out, older people mostly, but they'd come out and say, unbelievably well-behaved family, you guys are doing great. They would compliment us, and we appreciated that. But we worked real hard at that to try to keep those kids in line. So anyway, back to the drag and drop section of the program. There's a lot less dragging and more dropping now, because they had an update on Streamlab that's helping out a ton. That last story ties into the podcast. This one does also, just so you guys know. There's a Florida man, not that I'm trying to pick on Florida. Florida man bites neighbor's ear off over a cigarette.
Here we go with Florida. Is Florida just like your thing, your go-to?
I'm not seeking out Florida problems. I'm thinking there's so many problems in Florida that they bubble to the surface all the time. I'm just saying, there's a lot of news, a lot of weird news out there about Florida. Florida man bites neighbor's ear off over a cigarette. Now, how on earth would this tie in to today's podcast? Well, let me tell you. If that Florida man who ran out of cigarettes had a Zippix nicotine stick, casual sponsor of the program, a Zippix, perhaps that would have satisfied his nicotine craving. Perhaps he wouldn't have bit the man's ear. Perhaps he wouldn't have got arrested. And why? All because he didn't have a Zippix nicotine stick helping him quit smoking. Yes, as part of the podcast, we're talking about people that have sponsored us, that are thinking about sponsoring us. Zippix has been a partner with Gen X Talks for a bit now, and they're good guys. If you go to the interview section, we interviewed them on there. Great story on how he grew up and all the things he tried and how he ended up here in life. Great story. Great little company, and they're doing a good job, and they're really helping. I mean, think about the 2 things that you cover with cigarettes and vaping with a Zippix stick. Is not only you get that nicotine, so you're getting away from the tar, you're getting away from the smoke. You can get rid of the nicotine later and the vaping chemicals in the vaping, but you're also the muscle memory of gathering that up in your mouth. The cigarette. There's 2 things that it really helps with on your way to quitting. Now, it's not for everybody, but for some people it works great. I thought I'd bring that up, but it's on the part of the podcast. But that man could have not been in jail had we informed him of Zippix stick sooner.
We have another wonderful membership donation from Scott Royston.
What's
he
Scott
donated to Ass Russell 96, Melody Hay, Mike Schlesinger, I hope, and Divergent Nodes. I believe they all got memberships tonight. If I forgot somebody, I apologize. Jandy G, prayers for the vets always. Stay safe, Gen X family.
Right, I agree with that.
And Sweets wants to know, is the $2 hoe Tori Randolph?
Oh my fucking, how would she get that? How did she's like 9 in a row on that.
I don't know. For those on Facebook, over here on YouTube, we have a donation glass that has...
They do too.
They do?
Oh yeah, they
on
see
Facebook?
it. Yeah, they see the cup. There's a jar there. Well, the jar is right here. And it's, do you see all the empty space here is filled up with Facebook stuff, but it got locked out again. I got to go figure it out and get on with street, because the Facebook, every time you guys do stuff on Facebook, the little blue Facebook symbol drops in here. That's why this is so empty. It's full. Absolutely full from you guys. But there's also a $2 whore that drops in there. We pick one person who is the $2 whore. When you give a $2 donation, their face drops in there. And Sweets figures it out every week.
I know.
I have no idea how she'd know that, but she got it.
I got one more.
Yeah.
Insurmountable Cali Cat gave $20 tonight. Happy 4th, you rebels, left-wing weirdos, sheeples, woke blokes, deplorables, and MAGA crazies, or whatever you've been called. But just remember, you're an American and free. Wow, she covered everybody.
Yeah. So I want to bring up something a little bit on the, just a little bit of an irritation for me. You guys know that with how they do global warming and climate change, and any way the wind blows different, it's proof. And when we had droughts in California in the Western United States, we had droughts for 9 or 10 years. We only had two really wet seasons in between, and it was tough. And then one big winter, and all the reservoirs are full. And you say, well, I guess that fixes your climate control. I guess it fixes global warming, and I guess you're okay. And what do they say? Well, that's not natural. That's not natural. How did one really wet winter fill everything back up? That's not normal. Something's wrong. This is climate change. We would never have had that much water in one winter. That's just abnormal. Something wrong. Something going on. Like, no, fucker, just be happy the reservoirs are full, asshole. Be happy that nature's just going through its cycle and gave us the water back. That's all. No, it's terrible. There is no number. You can ask them, how much rain? Oh, that was not enough. Climate change. Ooh, that was too much rain. Climate change. I asked them, I said, what's the fucking number? What's the number that's the perfect number of temperature and rainfall and snowfall and heat? What are the perfect numbers where you won't say that it's fucking climate change? Well, it's gonna do. I said, it won't matter. There's always going to be fluctuation. Every time there's a fluctuation, you guys get a hair up your ass and everyone's screaming, yelling at each other. You're fucking morons. Stop it. Now, with that being said, in California, they want to tear down dams and reservoirs. Well, I think after the drought for so many years, they shut the fuck up on that. People said, you just need, even the left told the loonies, shut up. We're not taking out reservoirs. But you've ruined so much of the environment. Tough shit. Humans first. That's what they tell. Anyway, so here comes along. This came into play before the reservoirs were filled. This came into play when things were tough. All right, and they want to. This is in Northern California, but you guys know the picture of the Central Valley. Okay, so off between two little mountain ranges. This is what they propose. They're going to build two little dams at each end. This is not going to be. It doesn't look like it's a super deep reservoir, but it's huge. It's fucking huge. And this is going to be up in Northern California. They've already got approval. They got approval for the two dams. They got approval for the little dam and the reservoir that feeds it so they can start pumping water everywhere. And there's natural tributaries from the rolling hills around there in Northern California. They're going to fill this up. It's going to be great. And they had to do something because so much water was getting dumped back into the ocean. They can still dump it in the ocean, but they need to collect it first so we don't run out of water as people. All right, so they put this thing in motion, and this is the part of the story that I find interesting. I know I blew up at everybody else, but this is the part that's funny. And I have had discussions with people in person about this, and I literally can't control myself from laughing so hard I almost pissed myself at these idiots. And, the left and the environmentalists, and they're going to block and chain themselves to trees, and no spotted owl. And we got the smelt, the fish in the smelt, and you got to have and they do all these things, and they protest, and they file lawsuits, and nothing gets done because the environmentalist wackos get in the middle of it, and everything gets fucked up. That's how it always goes. And it's probably not just in California, it's probably everywhere. I know they do it in Oregon. They just shut everything down. So this reservoir idea comes along, and of course, what are they going to do? They're going to protest it. So they say California environmental groups appeal court ruling in favor of the plan to build the new reservoir. Now listen to what it says. California environmental groups appeal the court ruling because the court already ruled in favor of the reservoir and not with the far left. So they're appealing it because it's already gone through. Wait. This is what they can't understand. Wait, we're environmentalists. We're lobbyists. We're the same group of people that stops everything. We get out there and we chain ourselves to trees. We chain ourselves to bumpers, and everything stops. Why'd you rule against us? And they're going to appeal, and they're going to lose that one. It's going to go all through. They're going to lose every single time. Why? This is the part I laugh about. This is the part that I get in their face about. I'm telling you, I take so much pleasure in this. I go, look, the government needs this. The government, even your Democrat leaders, the heroes you worship on the left, your heroes in the Democrat Party, they want this, so they don't care about you. You're irrelevant. You're swept to the side. They don't care. I know you're used to going, we're going to file a lawsuit and get an injunction and everything's going to stop. Not when the government wants to do it. Then they don't care. You look at the timeline on this stuff, they approved the studies. They approved the environmental impact reports. They signed off on them as fast as they could. Yep, it's good. Not worried about a little mouse getting squashed, and they're not worried about a gopher who doesn't have a home. They're just going to have to fucking move. When the water starts rising, they'll move out. They'll find it's natural. Oh, when it was something that an agency was behind, it didn't matter. And they're shitting themselves. They can't understand, why aren't all of our tactics working? Because the people that normally support your lunacy are now against you and they don't care. The bulldozer will run right over you and they're not going to think twice about it. You think that they're behind you. You think, oh, the legislature is doing the right thing. They're supporting the good cause. No, they're always going along with what they want. And God help you when it doesn't align with what you want. I think this is hilarious. They're going to build the reservoir. It's going to be great for millions and millions of people. It's going to displace some animals. They're going to have to fucking move over. Yeah, they're going to have to move like 1,000 yards over to one side or the other. I'm sorry about that. It's how it happens. We got to have the reservoir. It's going to get built. And these people are losing their fucking minds. They can't believe, I can't believe we have to appeal this. The other side does the appealing. We win. No, you don't. Nobody gives a shit. Again, I've been saying this for a year and a half. Another small sign where the pendulum is swinging the other way. People actually want to get stuff done in this country. Okay, we don't give a shit about all the little things you're worried about and how you want to be put to the front of the line and your little demands. We accept you, we love you, you fit in, but please stand over here and get out of the way. We're trying to get down the road here. And just because you don't like it doesn't mean shit. That's why they call you the minority and we're the majority. That's how the system runs. You take a vote. Should we do this? If more people say yes, it's the majority and it gets done. The lesser people say no, sorry, you're outvoted. That's just how it works. You guys seem to think because you're in the minority of some group you're affiliated with, you have more power than the majority. And let me help you. The only reason you think you do is as long as we allow it. The moment we say, okay, we've had enough, sit at the little kid table, we're building the fucking reservoir, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be sitting at the little kid table crying about it, and they're going to build the fucking reservoir. That's how it works. All right? So get over it. I love seeing stuff like that happen. Now, that doesn't always happen in my state. I live in California currently. I've been here most of my entire life, and it doesn't always go that way. Sometimes really fucked up, shitty things happen in California, and we can't fix them for some reason. Let me give you another example of something really fucked up and shitty in California. Actually, something fucked up and shitty from very close to where I grew up. And I haven't found a way to fix it yet. All right? Let me show you this one. Yeah. Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff voter calls him out for pandering to the far left and now backs the GOP. That's common now. This is rectifying the situation, but it's a little bit too late, in my opinion. This guy is one of the worst people in Congress. He's absolutely one of the biggest liars, assholes. He's been caught lying. He incited remember his biggest lie? He incited the whole country. I have seen in his special closed door meetings that he had privilege to go to, he came out and he said, I have seen hard evidence that Trump colluded with the Russians and he's going to jail over this. Turns out it was a lie. Turns out the whole fucking thing was a lie. Whenever someone confronts Schiff on this right now, he goes, well, it's complicated and you guys don't really know. It's complicated stuff. Let's move on. He won't answer because he lied. And people in the far left will still vote this fucker in. Now, you know who's running against him? One of my heroes, Steve Garvey. Yeah, Dodger, big-time all-star Dodger from the 70s and 80s. Got a World Series ring, holds a bunch of titles. Steve Garvey from the Los Angeles Dodgers is running against Schiff, and he's doing pretty well. And here's what everybody thinks. Oh, wait, he's just a baseball. I can't win. Wait a second. Why? Why can conservatives and Republicans have a hard time winning? Well, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, they decide what happens in California and Sacramento. But the big cities decide, everybody else has to go along because that's where all the numbers are. That's where all the votes are, right? All right. Well, Garvey played in L.A. He's a hero in Los Angeles. Garvey played for the San Diego Padres, almost won a World Series with them. He's got some clout down in San Diego. Now you're just talking about San Francisco and Sacramento. Now, even though the Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants were bitter rivals and hated each other, they do like baseball, and they don't like what's been going on in their city. They are turning on their leaders. They are turning on the left. They are turning on liberals. They are turning against socialism. Maybe a guy like Garvey comes in and said, look, man, it was baseball. Dodgers don't like Giants, Giants don't like Dodgers. But hey, we all like baseball, and I'm a baseball guy, and I'm going to fix this. Maybe. But he certainly narrows the gap when he's a hero in Los Angeles and in San Diego. That knocks down quite a bit of that blue wave that seems to crash all over us when we vote. I'm just letting you guys know this guy is a complete fucking lying asshole who needs to be bitch slapped the next time he's seen in public. And there's a chance that Steve Garvey may be able to do something about it. Maybe not, but we'll see. There's a glimmer of hope. I always hang on to those little things. Always root for the underdog. All right.
Scott Royston, $10. Here's to a happy 4th to you, handsome general, and to Mama X. Thank you, Father God, for blessing you with freedom of cancer, Mama X. Praise God for both of you. Love you both.
Hold on. That was Scott Royston?
Yes, it was.
Scott, personal message. I got your request. I know what you want. I'm getting it for you soon. I know it's probably running late on it, but I'll have it for you soon. Text me again to remind, but I know what you're looking for. Go ahead.
All right. I have a little switch. Joe Derrick has chimed in a little bit. He goes, I know this isn't the world show, but China invading the Philippines waters and attacking our Coast Guard and fishermen this week.
Yeah, that's Joe's the guy that I was trying to talk to
about that tomorrow
on a Zoom call, and we kept getting cut a bad internet connection. We tried to have a conversation. He's down there. He's standing there in the Philippines watching what's going on and talks with he's been there for years. So when you're getting information from him, he's just a dude with a cup of coffee looking at his front door going, whoa, that's fucked up. That's the information we're getting from the Philippines. We'll try to get more tomorrow. All right, go ahead.
That is it. I've caught up. Is there anything in Facebook that you can read or check in with them at all?
Let me look right here. Da-doom, da-doom.
Facebook, be patient with us. We are a juggling fool here. Right, hon?
It's Christine Kirkman on Facebook. I'm sorry, what? When I'm out, I see parents act like others are supposed to make sure their precious screaming children feel like the restaurant is their playground. I knew I had found my people in this group. That's what she says. She goes, why do parents out, this is Christine Kirkman over on Facebook. Why do parents in a restaurant think that let their kids go, yes, it's your playground. Run and jump and scream and throw shit. She's exactly right. What else? Christopher Chesterfield got a point. The brain fry. Yep, that's it. Maybe let's keep them inside their rooms and the video games. We can make a new generation. I think it's still in the same stuff there. Tip cup can't be clicked for me anyhow, Christopher says. If you're on Facebook Blue, the business page, we're having trouble with Facebook allowing stars if you're on Facebook Personal, but the moderators, if you guys can, there's a PayPal link. Some people like to donate through there. That helps. Anyway, move on to what we're talking about.
Heavy Hard Drive just gave $5. If you haven't seen the video Star Spangled Banner as you never heard it, do yourself a favor this day and watch it. He's just...
Diablo says, let me tell you guys, it's always going to be a hot summer. And guess what? Every once in a while is wilder than other years. Same with the winters. No shit. I'm with you, Diablo. Diabolito.
Diabolito.
I fucked it up every time I say. I'm sorry about that. All right. A bunch of happy fours on Facebook. Dan January, Lee Ranch, Millie Bear. They got comments on there. It's hard to read them for me.
The tip jar just disappeared on YouTube. Danny H is reporting in. What did you do to it?
Danny H. The tip jar is in Visahoochie.
Invisa-hoochie.
All right, I turned it back on. It was off for some reason. Things will fall back in there. Yeah, now I'm reading some stuff. Jack Armstrong's in there on Facebook. Heath Hughes. Chattanooga here, enjoying the fireworks with the barbecue and ribs and corn on the grill.
Ooh.
All right, I'm shutting up and I'm going over to Heath's place.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good right now. It does. All right, so I am catching up on some of the stuff. I'm trying to read some of the Facebook stuff, you guys. It's difficult for me, but we're short on moderators, so
they're
I'm doing
enjoying
what
their
I can.
holiday today.
They have lives outside of Gen X Talks. Believe me, they do. All right, let me go back to what I was crying and whining and bitching and moaning about. Bum, 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 bum.
Were you?
I don't know.
Is that what you were
I was
doing over
bitching
there?
about Adam Schiff.
Oh, well, you always do. I mean, that's nothing.
Well, he deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, that guy just needs to be slapped once and then gone like this. Gone. Don't do that. Don't behave that way.
Oh man.
I love what came out. Was either yesterday or today about, Biden. I'm not accusing Biden of trying to buy votes. But what I'm saying is that he comes out, he's like forgiving all the student loans and going, vote for me. Now he's like letting everybody know he has come to the rescue and gas prices are going to go down for a little while. Now, that sounds great. But where the fuck have you been for the past year and a half? Why haven't you been doing this all along? If you had the opportunity, oh, no. I can't do it forever, Joe says. I can just do it a little here, let me help you out. Now, this is the part that pisses me off, all right? And let me go back to what I'm telling you here. It's all going to make sense in a second. It's all going to come to fruition here. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. White House touts cheaper gas prices at the pump this year, but there's just one problem. Now, the article covers two things. The article covers like an overall dipping, and if there's fluctuations. So when they dip down, hey, look what we're doing. And then when the prices go up, not our fault. But there's going to be a quick reprieve for a short time for us. We're going to pay a little less. Why? Because he's releasing like 12 billion gallons of our reserves, of our oil reserves, of our petrol reserves, of our fuel reserves. And he's going to flood that out to the market. He's going to give it to Chevron. He's going to give it to Texaco. And he's going to sell it to them really, really cheap. And they're supposed to sell it to us cheap also. Now, if they do, that'd be great. They could also say, thanks for the cheap gas. We're still charging $6 a gallon in California. However, this is the part that bothers me that so many Americans seem to be skipping over. That's our fucking gas. We've already paid, our tax dollars bought that gas. Our tax dollars refined it, and there's oil and there's petrol. It's ours. We've done all this, and we've paid to put it in storage. You shouldn't be able to sell it back to us and then claim we're getting a discount. We've already paid for the fucking shit. You can't sell it to us for $3 a gallon and go, aren't you happy? Look what I did. Fuck you. It should be free. It's ours. It's our reserve. It's for the military. It's for emergencies. He's releasing it back into the wild and going, hey, look what we did here. I just put 12 billion gallons back in the capitalist society and prices have come down. Yeah, you sold us our shit back cheaper. It was already ours, asshole. It wasn't yours. It was ours. We already paid for it once. Now we're paying for it again. First we paid to put it in storage. Now we're paying to take it out and use it. What the fuck, Chuck? Just saying, I know, getting a little ahead of myself, getting upset.
Woo.
Sorry.
Man, I want to know where Biden's free pizza was. Remember, he's supposed to give all the people free pizza for coming to their...
Coming to the rallies, yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened with that?
It didn't work.
Ah.
They were trying, Trump's getting 10s to 80,000 people showing up to his rallies. Biden he was having a hard time getting between 600 and 6,000 at any rally. He's like, hey, free pizza for anybody who shows up. And like 12 guys did. There's 12 college students that were broke and hungry, and they showed up. As they're eating the pizza, said, hey, thanks for giving my student loans too, by the way. And then they took off with their pizza. Yeah.
Anything free.
Anything free. All right. So you guys know that we had a thing going on for a while. We're still doing it, where we're hiding gold coins all over the country, and we're giving you clues, and you go find them. They're physically glued there. Pung, got to find them. Hey, look what I found. But the clues are not easy. They're all over the United States, and you got to go find them. And we put out a few, and then we put out a few, and then we put out a few, and I'm handling the clues, and I'm handling the emails, and I'm handling the questions and answers, and the pictures that go along with it. If you guys go to genxtalks.com, you guys can scroll around and see the 50 coin thing and look at the clues. Pictures are posted of the ones that are already found, so you won't be looking for one that's already found. But I got to tell you, one that was out there for a long time One of the first coins we hid that nobody figured out, and even when they figured out they couldn't get there, was in Winslow, Arizona. Remember the Eagles song? I was standing on the corner in Winslow. We went down there, and they have a big Ford truck there with a flatbed truck, and slow down to take a look at me. So, and we glued a coin, hid it on the truck. And finally, someone found it. Finally, Shannon Brigodi drove there. She's 4 hours away from that place. And she went there. I know she had 3 attempts, but she finally got it. And there it is, glued to the inside of the rail of that truck. Shannon found, and I spelled her name wrong. She can get mad. It's supposed to be 2 A's. Shannon instead of Shannon. I blew it. But she found it. She got the coin, and she pried it out of there. She found coin number 12. And that's important because once all the coins are found, everyone will be given their prizes, and then they get to go for a big hunt. A big find, a big treasure map. And only the people that can participate are if you have a gold coin. If you don't have a gold coin, you can't play. So right now, this is a lot of fun. This is interesting, and everybody's having a good time racing around the country, trying to find these things and turn in clues and get caught up. We're doing that for you.
East Coast ones are coming any day now, aren't they?
I think there's 4 hidden on the East Coast, and one of the clues is out there, but the other ones will be coming out tomorrow. So there's East Coast coins, and Trucker Mike Dawson has offered to do some for us up and down the eastern seaboard where he drives truck. He can get to some obscure places. It's a lot of fun to do this. We're having a lot of fun with you guys. You guys seem to be really interested in it. This is a blast. Shannon got coin number 12. We're doing 50 before we're done. And they're not in order. There's coin 1, there's coin 30, there's coin 15 there. But on the page, they're in order. You can figure it out there. But there's some rules on there, and there's some stuff you can figure out. There's some questions and answers. The biggest one everybody's having a problem with is they sit there. I've been waiting 2 days for my next clue. Is everybody else getting their clues? Am I not getting? No, everybody gets answered. When I have time to get to the gold coins on a Thursday or something or a Friday night, I go right down the email list and everybody gets answered until I get to the last one. So everybody gets the same opportunity. If I'm not back to you for a day or two, guess what? I'm not back to anybody for a day or two. So it's all fair and it's all equal. Now, it's up to you to go find it because even when you figure out that it's there on that truck, you still got to drive to Winslow. You still got to crawl all over that truck and find it. Now, the bed of that truck is covered in stickers that people have tribute. Not the front. The cab is being very respectful. No stickers on the cab. But the stake bed is covered in stickers, little mementos of people that have came and they've stopped by, put a little sticker up there, a little salute, and they're on their way. We put a sticker also, blended in with the thousands of stickers that are on there. Shannon's found our sticker, and the coin was right behind it. Yeah, a little X marks the spot. It was a lot of fun. But Shannon's put out maximum effort, and she is holding onto that coin for dear life. Yeah.
How do our wonderful Bottom of the Glass Nation and anybody that wants to participate in the gold coins find out when a coin is ready and released and the clue is released? How do they find that out?
Well, if you're part of you can check the website every day. That's one. Or if you're part of Discord, the kid has set up a Gen X Talks Discord server, which is just chat rooms. They're old school chat rooms for music and YouTube and food and all sorts of stuff. But there's also a gold coin room. And so we go in there and talk about the gold coin. We'll put out the gold coin. But if you're on a member site, if you're part of Patreon, if you're on Facebook, and you have access to the General's Lunchbox, that's a Facebook page. Or if you're a member, your name is Greed, if you're a member on YouTube, when a gold coin goes out, I put that up on the member pages, and you click and go right to the website. Then you can read about the first clue of the coin. That's how you know. You can listen to the scuttlebutt in the gold coin room on Discord, or you can become a member, and when that thing goes up, it goes up for the members only. Now, the general public can see it on the website, but members, people that pay $1, that's a privilege you guys get. You get alerted before anybody else. That's how you find them. That's the easiest way. All right. So thank you, Shannon, for getting that one. That's another one we can check off the list.
Loud one gave $5. You were talking about the gas prices and everything. He goes, they've already spent the Social Security money. Now, if they sell off all the reserve fuel and oil, they're one step closer to relying on the government.
Next year, California, over the next 2 years, California is raising the gasoline tax in state 47 cents, I think they said. It'll start off with 12 cents, and then they're breaking it to, and this is in addition to what they already tax us. So you're going to pay another almost $0.50 a gallon on top of what you're already paying for taxes in the state of California. Welcome to California. Just so you guys know. Yeah, if you're driving here, leave your car at the border and walk. You got to go kung fu, the old school David Carradine kung fu, and just walk, because then they haven't found a way to tax you for walking yet. That's the way I look at it. All right.
They'll figure something out.
They'll figure something. As soon as I said that, they're listening. The liberals are listening to this program. They're going, oh, fuck, he's right. How come we haven't taxed people for walking yet? There's a lot of fuckers that are walking. They'll do it too. Those goddamn hillbillies. All right, where was I? Boom, boom, boom. I get the pictures. Did I forget something here? Was there any more? There was a couple news items we might want to get to. We'll touch on these things. Yeah. This came across the paper. State population to double by 2040.
What
Babies
state?
to blame.
What state?
Does it matter?
Babies to blame.
I promise you,
Wow.
the babies didn't have anything to do with this. If the population is doubling, the baby that is born is going, it's not my fault. It's the two people 9 months ago fucking that caused this problem. So I think right now everyone should stop having sex, and the population won't blossom and everybody will be under control. That is the heart of this article. Now, I didn't say this was from Florida, did I? No. All right, what's another one? News article popping up on the screen?
Well, they could have sex. It's just they can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Use protection.
Man eats underwear to beat a
Ew.
breathalyzer test.
What?
Now, how fucked up is your breath
Ew.
that eating your underwear improves it and you pass the test? That's something.
That's what?
That is
How does that work?
I don't know. But I will tell you, the subtitle of this should have been The Last Act of a Desperate Man.
And how drunk was he?
Drunk enough to eat his own underwear. When the
guess.
cop said, blow into this, he ripped off his shorts and said, hang on, I'm hungry.
Oh, God.
I'm just telling you.
That's just plain old nasty.
Well, it worked. All right, what's another news? We got another one out there? Yeah, cows lose their job as milk prices drop.
Poor cows. They didn't even know they were working.
No, they're just being a cow. That's what I couldn't figure out. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? The cow's no longer a cow. Guess what? They're a cow whether they're feeding America milk or not. They're just fucking cows.
Did they get their notice?
You're no longer a cow. I know. They're like, the cows deliver milk. Their job is milk. Now the milk price has dropped. No one's buying milk, so the cows don't have a job delivering milk. Do you think the cow fucking cares?
Oh.
The cow is still going to just keep chewing its cud going, fuck it, okay. So you don't get I'm fine. And goes right back to eating, you dumb shit. This is how desperate the young generation is. The kids who graduate college with a degree in journalism, and they're going to go out and they're going to get some hard-hitting stories. And when they can't find them, Gen Z and late millennials come up with shit like this. I kid you not. All right.
Oh, that is so funny.
I got two more. Hold on. I'm not quite done here. Here's a good one. Now I'm with this guy. I got to tell you. Florida man
we're
accused.
back in Florida. Hold on. What? The poor Floridians, man.
Is that what they're called? Floridians?
Yes.
Floridites?
Floridians.
Floriweenies? I'm asking. I don't know. Florida man accused of stealing over $1,000 worth of toothbrushes, then throws them off a bridge.
Shoot! What toothbrushes are?
How can you hold $1,000 worth of toothbrushes, run fucking down the road, and throw them off a bridge before the cops arrest you? I only have one thing to say.
What for? They're like $1. You can get them as cheap as like $1.
So he carried 1,000 of them. He had 1,000 toothbrushes. He ran down the road. He went into a Walgreens, stole them, and threw them over a bridge. Now, this guy might be onto something here.
But wait a minute. Toothbrushes is what he chose to steal?
I think I know. I think I have unraveled this mystery. I think I do. I think I'm in tune with this guy.
All right, let me know.
I think he had a bunch of shots of whiskey and did this. I think I've had the same amount of shots of whiskey, and now we're in tune, and I can decipher it correctly.
All right, let me hear it.
What else is there a lot of in Florida? Alligators.
Okay.
What do alligators have a lot of? Teeth. You see where I'm going with
What,
this?
is he saving the alligators?
I think he was trying to help. I think in his own demented way, there was probably some correlation.
Or is it possibly for all the meth heads that are down there?
Okay, let's say he was on meth and he looks over this bridge and sees these alligators and says, man, it's got to be hard having all those teeth and no toothbrush, as Adam Sandler would say. And I think he says, you know what, dudes? I got you. You wait right here. I'll be right back. He runs down the street. He goes into a Walgreens. He steals the toothbrushes and throws them over and says, there you go, man. I got you covered, brothers. If he was on meth or he was drunk, I think he could relate. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, if not, this is just another story where a guy from Florida is fucked up.
You think?
This is just another fucked up Floridian story. The
best he could do was steal $1,000 worth of toothbrushes.
I'm trying to lend some credibility to the story so we're not constantly throwing people from Florida.
I bet that guy is very thankful for you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we're going to be pen pals.
Maybe you should go to court and
explain to the judge.
Explain to the judge
Look,
what
Your
he's
Honor,
doing.
here's what's going on. The guy was in his right mind.
He's an environmentalist.
He's an environmentalist. Yeah, he's part of PETA. He's trying to help out. All right, one more, last one.
Oh my
Florida
Lord.
man pushes pastor, knocks churchgoers to the ground because the service was too loud, police say.
What?
Because that's the way you behave when you're not getting your way in Florida and things are too loud. You fucking go into the church, calm the fuck down, shut the fuck up. You start knocking people over, you push the pastor down, blah, 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 blah. I think the subtitle to this was great, though, because nobody's reading that. When the police came and tackled him, when they went to arrest him, he yelled, rape! I can't breathe. Rape.
In church.
I think that's the appropriate response.
I bet you God had a great laugh on that one.
I think God was going, what the fuck did I do? How did this guy slip through the vetting process? What? Again, I can't lend credibility to this story. This dude's just another fucked up Floridian. I'm not trying to pick on Florida. I'm just saying.
I think you are. I think you go looking for Florida news.
It's not true. It's not how it happens. I'm just telling you, things happen like that. All right, look, we started a few minutes early. We're going to quit a few minutes early. It's almost 7 o'clock. We got to go. We got stuff to do. I still got a lot of work to do around here. I was working my ass off today. One more personal note for you guys. And this is everybody just if you're done with the live stream, leave. Hang up. Those of you that have gotten to know Gen X Talks, those of you that know me, those of you that have paid attention to other aspects of Gen X Talks, not just those fucking ambush videos, but we've done some interviews, and they've been okay. They've just been regular people, just interested in regular people at regular jobs, and I ask them my questions, and you can find the interview page on the website. But I interviewed a guy, I'm not going to give it away, for a product yesterday, and it went almost 3 hours.
You became best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends. We exchanged bracelets and everything. This guy was in studio, wasn't a Zoom call. He drove here. And his name was Grant Martin. And he had a product that's great. And he's not a sponsor of the program. He was just an interview, just getting to know each other. But it was this weird dynamic of me saying, I don't know, I would never know how Gen X Talks could say, hey, give us some advertising money and we'll sell some of your shit. He, as a company owner, says, I don't know how to spend money on social media because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get my money's worth. It's the analytics and well, if you spend this, you'll get this. And if you do that, I got it. But this became two guys. He was interviewing me. He became to a point, well, tell me about Gen X Talks and where'd you start? Where'd you go? What'd you keep? What'd you get rid of? How well-rounded are you? How many followers? And me going, well, now what do you do with your product and how do you spend it? And who's your engineer? And who do you have in advertising? And all of a sudden, two guys that were on opposite sides of a business fence trying desperately to make a connection. We never talked money. We never talked anything like, well, we could do this for you and do that. No. These were two guys genuinely searching for some common ground. A lot of people, this is either going to be a great interview or it's going to fail completely. But there is a chance that people will go, holy shit, I had no idea how complicated these two aspects are in behind the scenes, because that's all this turned out to be. We talked about his product for about 40 minutes or so, solid, great interview. Then we wandered off the reservation and we started down this path. We didn't have any idea how long we were on. My wife finally came out and opened the door. She's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's been 3 hours. We're like, no, it's not. It's been an hour and a half. No. We condensed it down for you guys. Just listen to the first 40 minutes, you're done. But if you really want some in-depth stuff on the struggles at a level that's behind the scenes that nobody ever talks about, I guarantee you're not going to hear this shit on YouTube anywhere else because no one would be bold enough to be this open. And we both were for some reason. We just met and we connected. It worked out great. But that drops tomorrow. If you guys are interested in something, if you got some time to kill, if you're driving across country and there's no radio reception, you don't got satellite and your cell phone dies, find this on the radio and turn it on. Oh, you can't. There's no radio reception. Guess you better download it first and don't let your phone die. There, see? Solving problems as we go. That's what we do here. Anyway, just thought I'd let you guys know that that's coming out. There's no money involved for us on that. We're not getting any money for showing it to you. It's purely something we do as a human interest story that really caught on. Just letting you guys know. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
Kim Campbell wrote on YouTube, it seems like the interviews that run long like that are the best listens. Keep up the amazing work, handsome general.
I appreciate that. That's we got done and I said, people are either going to hate this and they're going to hate it and be mad and never come back, or they're going to listen going, holy shit, you guys really divulged and we're trying to figure out how to meet in the middle. It wasn't a game of chess. It was a game of like, how do I get to where you are? Both of us. It was, I don't know. I'm making a big deal about it, but it really hit home for me. I learned a lot of stuff. I hope you guys listen to it. I would love for him to be part of the Gen X Talks family where he does some small sponsorship in some corner of us. But even if he doesn't, I'm still talking about his product. It's great. We're going to show it on the Garage Show tomorrow night. So tune in for that. Plus, we're doing some other stuff we've been promising you. I got to get out of here. I got to get some sleep, and I got a full day tomorrow.
We have a busy day tomorrow.
I got a ton of stuff I got to get done in the morning for Gen X Talks because the kid moved out, so it's all on me and my wife. We have a world show at 10. Then we have the Garage Show at 6 o'clock that night. And in between, I got to finish everything, make all my phone calls, and get stuff prepped for the show.
And take me to physical therapy.
Oh, for God's sake, that's right. You got to go to physical therapy tomorrow.
Yep.
Don't you have a boyfriend that can drive you or something, or some guy?
I can find one.
Like a puppy dog ready to do anything you want. Can't you just say, come drive me?
I can find one.
You're going to have to. I can't. I'm busy. I got time for all this shit.
All right,
Thank you guys
everyone.
for tuning in. I think we're done for the night.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. Stay safe.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. I blanked out there for a second.
It's crazy. He looks around the studio. Who the fuck's he talking to? Hey, listen, I'm not sure where you guys are tuning in from tonight, but if you had an hour of your day to waste or your evening, thank you for wasting it here with Gen X Talks. We do appreciate it. And wherever you're listening from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network, remember two things. Number one, wherever you go in this world, there you are. That's indisputable. And two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you then.